Hello all, welcome to Memoirs of an Ugly Man. In this video, I'd like to talk about how I have a colleague at work and he's a very tall man. He's very handsome and a very tall man. He's about 6'6", so that's almost 200 centimeters or something like that. So he's very tall and very handsome, very bright blue eyes, and he's someone who's extremely popular with the women, and I mean extremely popular. And so he's had never had any trouble with women. In fact, they almost throw themselves at him. They make it easy for him. They start conversations with him first. If he does talk to them, they'll be very receptive to anything he says, anything he does. They'll laugh at anything, any kind of joke, no matter how bad it is, they'll laugh at it. He is on easy mode. He's on ultra easy mode. And, it's not uncommon for this guy to be, dating a different woman every week. No problem whatsoever. Anyway, so he is a good man. He's a fundamentally good man. He has a good heart. So he was talking to me. He knows about my struggles. He knows about my issues. So he was trying to help me. He was saying, "Well, have you tried this? Have you tried that? Or you just got to. Have you tried flirting with them? Have you tried? You got to be confident. You've got to be confident." Now, confidence is great, but he is speaking from a position where it's easy for him to be confident because people are giving him everything. They're making it so easy for him that it's not an issue. Confidence is not an issue. Even if he wasn't confident, he would still get extreme success. So he's trying to give me advice and he's talking to me and he's telling me different kind of approaches or what to say or how to say it. And I'm trying to tell him that that's great. That's really great. However, I am nowhere near as tall as you. I'm not short, but I'm average. I'm not as tall as you, not even close. I'm 5'10", so that's completely average. And actually, probably with the newer generation, with Gen Z, they seem to be a lot taller. So maybe even it's below average now for the new generation. But it's not too bad. Looks wise, I'm screwed. I'm totally screwed. It's not an easy situation looks wise. So, anyway, he had a good conversation with me. We were on shift together, and he was on shift with me for about 4 hours. So we spoke quite a bit. And so he said, try this, try that, and it was an interesting conversation. I enjoyed it. It was good talking to him. He is a good guy, so it's not difficult to have a conversation with him. Anyway, so. I tried to explain to him that if I try and flirt with the majority of women, I'm going to be seen as a creep and this but he couldn't relate to it because he just couldn't understand it. It's probably, if it has happened to him, it's happened to him so rarely that he just couldn't relate to it. From his world, that's something it just doesn't happen. So he just couldn't compute it. He couldn't register it. He couldn't absorb what I was trying to tell him. But anyway, so I thought, you know what? Let's give it a shot. So I was at the gym today, and there was a very, very good-looking, mature woman. She was in her 40s, probably, maybe even early 50s, but she was very, very, good-looking and attractive for her age. And she was working out next to me, so I thought, okay, perfect opportunities. She's working out next to me. So I went to this equipment and I said, "Are you using this?" And she didn't even make eye contact. She just shook her head, no. Right? Didn't even make eye contact. Right? So she saw me from previously, so she knows what I look like. Anyway, so I started working out, and then when I did try and speak to her or smile and talk to her, you could see her like kind of cringe. Kind of like just. As if like there's something there that's like she does not want to interact with, which is me. So her energy was very cold. It was very like defensive. So I could feel that energy. I could feel that vibe. He then Succeed in one of his videos previously spoke about how important vibes are, or energy, and that's exactly what I was feeding. I was reading her body language. So I left it at that, and I worked out and carried on with my day. And as I was leaving, I was grabbing my bag and I was about to leave, and she just by chance, by coincidence, happened to be leaving at the same time. Now she noticed me, and she kind of put her head down and started walking a little faster. But I thought, you know what, this is an opportunity. Maybe I can strike up a conversation and say, whatever it is, and have a conversation with her. So as we were exiting, she started to increase the space. Now I felt like a total creep at this point, so I kind of like backed off a little bit. And anyway, the first store she got to, she jolted in there. She bolted into the first store. I was like, man, I am so hideous as a man that she doesn't even want to have a quick, hello with me, right? And that was it. So, I carried on with my day and carried on walking. Anyway, so I got down to the end of the street, which wasn't that far, and I turned around and she just miraculously happened to walk out again. So I thought, you know, that communication, although non-verbal, is just clear as day. She's just not interested. Exactly what I thought would happen happened, right? I tried to interact. You creep, a creeper, get away from me. How dare you? Defensive, cold, you know. People that are tall and handsome don't understand the the gigantic struggle of someone who's in the situation of people in the TFL community. They just don't get it, and it's like you are playing this game on severe, extreme difficulty. Just even to say hello is a struggle. And so yeah, that's the reality. That's the reality. It's a cold, cold world out there, out here for people who are in the West anyway, who are unfortunately average or short guys and ugly in the face, or maybe ugly, looks wise. It's a cold, cold world out here, and it's a struggle. It's a struggle, and yeah. So that's a quick video I wanted to make about a tall, handsome guy at work. Gave me advice, and yeah, and the advice was unfortunately a complete failure, and it was a complete failure because I was doomed before I even approached her. I was doomed before I even approached her, and I knew I would be. I spoke about this previously in a video with on one occasion when this is about a couple of years ago now. A couple of years ago, I decided I was going to approach 30 women in one day, and that's exactly what I did. And if you guys want to hear about that, I made it in a previous video, but the result was zero, and I mean zero success. Not a single number, nothing. Just reactions of like ew, get away from me, or creeper, or ignore, ghosting. One lady was nice, but she interacted very pleasantly with me, but she was not, when it came to asking for a number, she was not interested. But yeah, and that's it. So there you go. So the struggles that we face is so different to the struggles of someone who's gifted with the height and looks in this world, in the West. So all right, hope you all enjoyed this video, and catch you all in the next one.